Oklobzija. I am a Routesetter for USA Climbing and brand manager for Kumiki Climbing. Been doing that since 2016. This will be our third year in business. What do you want to know? Who am I?
Yeah, Nick, who are you? How'd you become a level 5 Routesetter?
I started route setting in 2004. At the same time I started climbing, and I was also working at another hold company called Nycros, based out of Minnesota. I was born and raised in Minnesota. And through that process, I took an extreme interest in route setting, and then began to work through USA Climbing's route setting system. Took like the second ever level 2 they offered. And then after another 5 years, I decided to specialize in youth setting and chiefed youth nationals twice. And I've worked that event over 9 times, youth bouldering nationals. I've worked most of the major events in the US except for adult sport. And I plan to do that at some point soon. To do that at some point soon.
Yeah, and you've got a history of being a youth competition climber yourself, is that correct?
No, never competed.
Oh.
Never competed. Never was interested in competing. Don't really like competing. Don't like competitions. I just like route setting and setting for them. And climbing outside. That's probably the big things. So.
Cool. So how'd you decide to start up Kumiki Climbing?
Yeah, in 2014, I started my own business as a private consultant, and I had been doing some side work since 2011. And throughout that process of doing consulting work, I kind of always had been shaping, and I had a bunch of shapes kind of sitting in the back of my garage. As I was route setting, I just found I think that we as route setters often fall into the status quo. We use the same tools. We approach the same things the same way. I mean, holds are a really good example of that. We take this hold, and it gets bolted onto the wall this way, and that has always bothered me. I want to bolt it on like that, or find a way. But obviously, manufacturing grips like that is extremely difficult. But I wanted to find a place where I could explore those opportunities and kind of flush out what I think the future of route setting and climbing holds and manufacturing climbing holds could be. And it just coincidentally in 2016 I was asked to interview for a job with Gropers Climbing in Everlast, and at that time they were interested in kind of revamping the Gropers line, and I said we should just start a new brand, and this is the new brand. Essentially, our primary focus when we first started was climbing holds in volumes. We still have a full CNC shop in the back, and we're producing wood volumes, plywood volumes, soon fiberglass volumes, and climbing holds. And then since then it's evolved into a little bit of everything. We do flooring projects, climbing wall, full-scale climbing walls, and still offer consulting services for climbing gyms all over the U.S.
Yeah, and I hear you guys have an adjustable wall coming out soon.
Yeah, it's out now. We try, I think Joe, one of the other partners in Kumiki, and I, and a few others here have really strived to kind of shake things up and change the dynamic of structures. And one of the big things that I saw was the need for a base. There are so many holds on the market right now, so Tension, Moon, Kilter, and they all do fantastic product. I use all of their holds on my spray walls, and I saw a need for the base. The base model boards started at $12,000, so they're completely unrealistic for even most modern climbing gyms trying to make simple additions, because if you were to spend $12,000 in holds, you'd kind of revamp the whole facility in a different way. So our board is at $7,400 and it bolts to the ground. 4 inches of concrete is all you need. There's also a freestanding version for about $1,000 more. We found in our proprietary articulating worm drive that allows the board to go from 0 to 68 degrees. It's super easy to bolt together. We try to make it as IKEA as possible. So if you're a Routesetter, you can bolt the thing together yourself. And yeah, the price is the big thing, and we drill it. That comes complete, so that's with plywood, everything you need basically to start this board. It's $6,400. $7,400.
That's awesome, man. And what's next for Kumiki?
Kumiki is going to try to change climbing walls, try to make things adjustable. Kumiki, its background and the name came from Japanese puzzle boxes that are fit together. There's a lot of famous artists and craftsmen that have built these puzzle boxes that are called Kumikis that kind of fit and piece together. And a lot of our holds at first were kind of designed to fit together or slide together. And our volumes fit together in one way or another. And that's kind of something that's been important to me, is everything should interplay with itself. Even on our new adjustable system wall, to make a kilted board, you just take 2 of them and bolt them together. There's no additional random parts that you need or anything crazy. It's not a different platform. It's just 2 boards. So if you want to break it apart into a tension board and a moon board later, you can do that. And our climbing walls are also designed to be adjusted. So now the game that we're trying to kind of chase is making things that adjust long term in a full scale climbing gym. I think that would, if I could hope for one thing, it would be that. And then also to solve the problem of how we bolt things to the wall and create consistently different structures to climb on.
Awesome, man. And what's one thing that you'd like people to know about Kumiki that they probably don't?
Although Kumiki is a part of a much bigger company, I am doing almost all of it. We have some people in design, so I don't want to I'm not shorting credit to them. Joe and Sarah help me out with marketing and design work and a bunch of other stuff. And we have a big team here that helps process orders and do other things like that. But when it comes to like developing product, shaping holds, selling holds, communicating with customer, dealing with customer service issues, it's literally just me. So if there's an issue or if you're interested in product, most likely if you follow an email, you'll be talking to me at some point or another. Which the good news about that is that it makes us really fast to react to what the market wants. And if there's a specific thing that a customer asks for, I can go back in the shop and work on it. The bad news is that there's only one of me, and it stresses me out.
No doubt, man. Well, let's take a look at some of your holds. I hear you got a couple lines for us to check out.
Yeah. Originally, which I'll go grab some of those so we can kind of review those in a second.
Cool.
We had all the stuff that fit together, which in concept actually is amazing, and I still think it is amazing. And it was all, and I think Kumiki's kind of base is not to provide, there are so many good companies. Kilter has over 4,000 grips. I mean, eGrips has thousands of holds. Technic has some of the best basic edges at the best affordable prices. And I wanted to develop something that was special and independent. So Kumiki's kind of standout is that we don't make any jugs right now. That's not because I don't like jugs. It's just because I don't have any good ideas to like change the way a jug works. And you could argue that with all the holds we shape, but each one kind of has a purpose of something I was looking to do. And the other thing is that all of these shapes are part of our new flow series, which are designed to be more ergonomic, more basic. That's because of one, the way I like to climb on holds, and two, because I'm trying to fill these little gaps in the market of grips I've searched for before while being a Routesetter. And yeah, that's about it. But then the one of the other, I guess we'll talk about the technical stuff in a minute. Yeah, I can talk about the technical positive texture
Cool,
before we start. But let me go grab a set of pies.
Yeah, let's get some holds.
Kind of see the old stuff.
Sweet.
I'll be right back.